Welcome back to Emotional Mojo. You know, some people find their calling in the most unlikely of places. Our next guest stumbled upon hers while on vacation back in 1984. And she's joining us now with her tale of trials and triumphs in trying to help end child slavery. We are so happy to welcome Olga Murray to Emotional Mojo. Hi, Olga.
Hi there. Thank you for having me.
We're happy to have you. You have to tell us, so it was 1984, you visited Nepal to go trekking, and you say you were impacted by what you saw there. Tell us about that trip.
Yes, I went trekking in the mountains, and I loved the children that I saw along the trail. And one day I was on top of a little mountain and went into a little hut where 3 children were studying by candlelight, sitting on a mud floor with a board across them. And I said to myself, all right, Olga, you know what you're going to do with the rest of your life. You're going to educate Nepali children.
That is amazing.
That time, children in Nepal, most children did not go to school, and that's what they all wanted, was to go to school. So I decided that I was a lawyer in San Francisco, but this is what I would do for the rest of my life. And that's what happened.
So then, in 1990, you founded the Nepal Youth Foundation, and you have helped end the practice of something called Kamlari. Now, this sells young girls into slavery. Can you expand on that and tell us what are some of the accomplishments you guys have had?
Yes. In the Tara community in West Nepal, the parents more or less sell their daughters as kitchen slaves, and some of them as young as 6, 7, 8 years old.
Wow.
They spend their childhood working 18 hours a day for very often abusive employers. They don't go to school, and we decided in 2000, we discovered the practice, and we decided we would try to end it. So we went into the community, spoke to the people, and we came up with a plan to provide each family with a baby piglet or a baby goat if they would allow their daughters to come home, and then we placed them in school. We started with 37 girls that first year in 2000, and now we have liberated over 12,000 girls, between 1,000 girls. And more important than that, we have ended the practice with our very dynamic awareness program.
Wow.
Wow, Olga, this is what I love about our world today, is that you are, I've heard, in your 80s, okay, and you have partnered with 10-year-old Vivian Har of Make a Stand Lemonade to raise money for the Freedom Loan Fund campaign, and because she was equally touched at her young age about these children in Nepal and the young women of Nepal. So tell me about your teaming up with this amazing 10-year-old, because we've talked to her on our show as well.
Yes, 10-year-old and an 89-year-old.
It's a dynamic duo.
Slavery. I met Vivian Har a couple of years ago, and I was so impressed with her passion and her intelligence and her adorableness, and we decided that we would partner together to try to end this practice, and more important now that we have ended the practice, to start a loan fund for the girls to start their own businesses. The girls in Nepal have formed themselves into cooperatives, and they are starting very successful businesses in sewing and farming and motorcycle repair. The only female motorcycle repair person in Nepal is a product of our program. And they need to borrow money to do this.
And you're giving them more than money. I mean, they get a sense of independence and accomplishment. And you know, today for our challenge, we're challenging our viewers to examine and maybe even change their definition of success. So we'd love to ask you, what is your definition of success?
My definition of success is the extent to which I can help people on a more or less sustainable basis. Not just send a child to school for 1 year, or not just to rescue one girl and then bring her home and not do anything for her. It's helping children in Nepal and sustaining that help, which I define as success. And we've done that 45,000 times now.
Wow. What a
great story.
If you were here, I wish you were here in person because I have an overwhelming urge to give you just the biggest hug right now. I've like never wanted to hug someone more in my life. This story is
incredible.
amazing,
Yeah.
and the work you have done has just, I think in America we just get stuck in our own selfish world sometime, and for you to be that touched 20, 30 years ago to do this in your life for these women is just commendable beyond words. So
Absolutely.
you've touched us today.
Absolutely. And the world is looking for the example of a hero, and that is the example of a hero.
And we want to
Absolutely.
thank you for sharing your story. And at home, guys, if you want more info on how you can help out with this, you need to visit freedomloanfund.org. Do your part. If you have it in your heart to give today, this could be a great cause and a great way to do that. So
Absolutely.
thank you very much for
Thank
joining
you,
us,
Olga.
Olga.
Thank you.
Thanks, Olga.
She's awesome. All right.